All right, let's pull back the curtain on the magic of making movies. If you've ever had that little voice in your head telling you to make your own short film but you had no idea where to even begin, well, you're in exactly the right place.
I mean, who hasn't, right? It's such a cool image, calling action, working with actors, and watching a vision that was just in your head come to life on a screen. It feels like this far-off dream, but you know what? It's so much more achievable than you think. It's not just about pointing a camera and hitting record.
And this, right here, is maybe the single most important thing to understand. A truly great film, one that really connects with people, is constructed. It's built, piece by piece, long before any camera ever gets turned on. It's a process. So the real question isn't how do I shoot a film, it's how do I build one.
While lucky for us, the entire journey breaks down into these 3 big stages. You can think of it like this. Pre-production is where you design the blueprint for a house. Production is when you actually build the house. And post-production, that's when you go in and do all the painting, decorating, and polishing to make it a home. We're going to walk through all 3.
So, let's start with that blueprint, pre-production. This is the planning stage. And look, I really can't say this enough. This is where your film is either made or broken. It is the foundation for absolutely everything else.
80%. Let that number sink in for a minute. That's roughly how much of the work in filmmaking happens before you even think about shooting. Every single problem you solve here in the planning stage is going to save you a mountain of time, money, and just pure stress down the line. So what is all that work? Well, it all starts with that spark, the idea, which you then forge into a script. From that script, you figure out your budget, and you start to assemble your team. Then you find your actors and your locations. And finally, you get down to the nitty-gritty, visualizing every single shot and creating a schedule that tells everyone where to be and when. And to get all that done, you're going to need a few key people.
And right at the center of it all, that's you, the director. You are the creative captain of this entire ship. It's your job to hold the complete vision of the film in your head, and more importantly, to communicate that vision clearly to every single person involved.
So you're not just working with actors on their performance. Nope, you're also the guardian of the creative vision. You're planning out the film's entire visual language with storyboards and shot lists, and you're helping put together the core team. As you can see, that director's chair is connected to everything, way before anyone yells, action. Now, if the director is the creative visionary, the producer is the person who makes that vision actually possible. They are the logistical masterminds. They're in charge of the money, the schedule, the permits, the paperwork, all the real-world stuff that has to happen so the creative work can flourish. A great producer is a director's best friend. For real. Next up, you've got your director of photography, or DP for short. Think of this person as your visual partner in crime. They are responsible for everything that the camera sees, the lighting, the framing, which lenses you're using. They literally paint with light to create the mood and the tone that's in your script. And here's a super quick but vital pro tip, straight from the producer's playbook. Whatever your budget is, you absolutely have to build in a contingency fund. This extra 10 to 15% is your safety net for when, not if, things go wrong. A prop breaks. You need an extra hour to location. Trust me, something will always come up. Being ready for it is what separates the pros from the amateurs.
Okay, deep breath. Your plan is solid. Your team is ready. Welcome to production. This is the part everyone imagines when they think of filmmaking. It's exciting, it's fast, and it is where all of that meticulous planning finally pays off.
A film set can feel like organized chaos, honestly. But here's the thing. You have a secret weapon. Your preparation. You never have to wonder, what do we do next? Because your script is your map. And that detailed shot list you made, that's your compass, pointing you exactly where you need to go, shot by shot.
So, a typical day on set has a real rhythm to it. First, you block the scene with your actors. That just means figuring out where they're going to move and stand. Once that's set, the crew comes in to light everything perfectly and get the microphones in place. Then you shoot. You'll start with a master shot, which is the whole scene in one wide take. And then you get your coverage, all those important close-ups and different angles. And then, the most important step of the day, you back up everything you shot. And then you back it up again. No exceptions.
And cut. The shoot is wrapped. You did it. But, and this is a big but, you don't actually have a film yet. What you have is a giant collection of digital files. Now we enter post-production, which is where you take all that raw clay and sculpt it into the final story. Editing isn't just one thing. It's a process of refining, over and over, You start with an assembly cut, which is literally just all the scenes you shot dropped into the timeline in order. It's long and clunky. Then you shape that into a rough cut, where the story starts to take form. From there, you just keep polishing, perfecting the timing, the cuts, the rhythm, into a fine cut, until finally you reach picture lock. That means not a single frame of the visuals will change. It's done.
Once the picture is locked, it's time to handle the color. And there are two different steps here. First is color correction. Think of this as the science. It's technical. You're making sure a white shirt actually looks white, that skin tones look natural, and that everything matches from shot to shot. Then comes color grading. This is the art. This is where you apply a specific look to create a mood. You know, like the warm golden glow in a romance, or the cold, sterile blues in a sci-fi thriller.
Okay, we've gone from a simple idea all the way to a finished product. Before you go, let's just boil all this down into a few essential rules that will seriously level up your filmmaking game right from the start.
Please burn this into your brain. An audience might forgive a shot that's a little bit shaky or grainy, but they will not forgive bad audio. Hissy, muffled, unclear sound instantly screams amateur. Good sound is half of the entire movie watching experience. Invest in it.
And here are 3 last rules to live by. 1. Lighting is everything. Don't just turn on a camera and record what's there, use light to create the mood you want. 2. Keep your story brief. A short film needs to be powerful and concise. Make every single second earn its place. And 3, maybe the most important rule of all, finish the film. Your first one isn't going to be perfect. It's not supposed to be. But the lessons you will learn by actually seeing a project through to the end are absolutely priceless.
So, there you have it. The process isn't a mystery anymore. The tools are more accessible than ever. The only thing that's missing is you, your voice, your story. You have the blueprint. The only question left is, what are you going to build?